Hello, history enthusiasts, and welcome back to Quote Almanac, the channel where we delve deep into the lives of historical figures, exploring their stories, famous quotes, and the lasting impact they have left on our world. Today, we have a story that's as fascinating as it is chilling. The story of Deacon Jim Miller, a man of many contradictions. He was a devout churchgoer, a loving family man, and yet he was also a cold-blooded assassin responsible for numerous deaths throughout the American Old West. Now, you might be wondering, how did a church deacon become one of the most feared men in the Wild West? Well, stay tuned as we unravel the life of Deacon Jim Miller, exploring his dark deeds, the reasoning behind his actions, and the famous quotes he left behind. Born in Van Buren, Arkansas in 1866, James Brown Miller had a tumultuous childhood. His parents died when he was young, and he was raised by his grandparents. However, this did not prevent him from developing a taste for violence early on in his life. By the age of 8, he had already committed his first murder, killing his brother-in-law during a quarrel. This act set the stage for a life of crime and violence that would span several decades. Despite his violent tendencies, Miller was also known for being a devout member of the church, earning him the moniker Deacon. This dual life has baffled historians for years, as it's hard to reconcile the man who would go to church on Sunday with the man who would kill for money during the week. Miller himself once said, "I never killed anyone who didn't need killing." This chilling quote gives us a glimpse into the mind of Deacon Jim Miller, showcasing his belief that his actions were justified, even righteous. As a professional hitman, Miller was known for his ruthlessness and efficiency. He would wear a black coat to conceal his body armor, and he was known for using a shotgun, a weapon that ensured his targets wouldn't walk away. His most famous hit was the assassination of former U.S. Marshal Pat Garrett, the man who killed Billy the Kid. Miller was paid $2,700 for this hit, a substantial sum in those days. However, Miller's life of crime eventually caught up with him. In April 1909, he was arrested for the murder of a former U.S. Deputy Marshal. The evidence against him was overwhelming, and it seemed like his reign of terror was finally coming to an end. However, Miller was not one to go down without a fight. He maintained his innocence until the end, famously saying, "Let her rip," before he was hanged. These were his last words, a final act of defiance from a man who lived by his own rules. Deacon Jim Miller's story is a fascinating tale of contradiction and violence. He was a man who lived in two worlds, balancing his life as a devout churchgoer with his life as a cold-blooded killer. His story serves as a dark chapter in the history of the American Old West, a reminder of the brutality and lawlessness of that era. Now, if you've been enjoying this deep dive into the life of Deacon Jim Miller, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more fascinating stories from history just waiting to be explored, and we'd love for you to join us on this journey through time. As we delve deeper into the enigmatic life of Deacon Jim Miller, it becomes apparent that his story is not just a simple tale of crime and violence. It is a complex narrative, woven with threads of morality, religion, and a dark sense of justice. Miller was a man of contradictions, and to truly understand him, we need to explore every facet of his life. Deacon Jim Miller was known for his ability to lead a double life. On one hand, he was a devoted family man, married with children, and an active member of his church community. On the other hand, he was a feared assassin, known for his cold-bloodedness and his ability to kill without remorse. This duality is what makes his story so fascinating and so chilling at the same time. Miller's religious life was not just a facade, he was genuinely devoted to his faith. He would attend church regularly, participate in community activities, and he was even known to lead prayer meetings. His faith was strong, and it played a significant role in his life. However, this religious devotion did not stop him from committing heinous crimes. Miller believed that he was doing God's work, ridding the world of those he deemed unworthy of life. He saw himself as an instrument of divine justice, and this belief justified his actions in his own mind. The question that arises then is, how did Miller reconcile his faith with his life of crime? How did he justify taking lives while being a devout Christian? To answer these questions, we need to look at the context of the time and the environment in which Miller lived. The American Old West was a time of lawlessness and violence. It was a place where justice was often taken into one's own hands and where the line between right and wrong was blurred. In this chaotic world, Miller found his calling as an assassin. He believed that he was bringing justice to a lawless land, and he took pride in his work. He once said, "I'm the best shot in Texas," a statement that showcases his confidence and his belief in his own abilities. However, Miller's confidence and self-belief did not protect him from the consequences of his actions. He made many enemies throughout his life, and he was constantly looking over his shoulder, aware that death could come at any moment. He lived by the gun, and he knew that he would likely die by the gun as well. This constant threat of death did not deter Miller, though. He continued his life of crime, amassing a substantial amount of wealth in the process. He was known for his extravagant lifestyle, and he was not afraid to flaunt his ill-gotten gains. This flamboyant lifestyle, combined with his reputation as a deadly assassin, made Miller a legendary figure in the American Old West. Despite his reputation, Miller was not invincible. He faced numerous legal battles throughout his life, and he was arrested several times. However, he always managed to escape conviction, thanks to a combination of bribery, intimidation, and a lack of evidence. Miller was a master manipulator, and he knew how to work the system to his advantage. His luck ran out in April 1909 when he was arrested for the murder of a former U.S. deputy marshal. This time, the evidence against him was overwhelming, and it seemed like Miller's reign of terror was finally coming to an end. However, even in the face of death, Miller remained defiant. He maintained his innocence until the end, and he met his fate with a calmness that was both eerie and fascinating. Deacon Jim Miller's story is a testament to the complexity of human nature. He was a man of faith and a man of violence, a loving family man and a ruthless killer. His life was a paradox, and his legacy is a mix of admiration and revulsion. He is remembered as one of the most infamous figures of the American Old West, a man whose story continues to captivate and intrigue us to this day. As we wrap up this journey into the life of Deacon Jim Miller, it is important to reflect on the lessons that his story teaches us. Miller's life serves as a reminder that the world is not black and white, that people are capable of great contradictions, and that the line between good and evil is not always clear. His story challenges us to think critically about the world around us, to question our beliefs, and to seek a deeper understanding of the complexities of human nature. Thank you, dear viewers, for joining us on this deep dive into the life of Deacon Jim Miller. We hope that this journey through time has provided you with a greater understanding of this complex figure, and that it has sparked your curiosity to learn more about the fascinating era of the American Old West. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to Quote Almanac for more incredible stories from history. Your support helps us continue to bring you high-quality content and explore the stories of the past that have shaped our world. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest videos. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop learning. In conclusion, Deacon Jim Miller was a man of many faces. His life story is a compelling tale of violence, religion, and contradiction, and his famous quotes give us a glimpse into the mind of one of the most enigmatic figures of the American Old West. His legacy is a dark and twisted tale, but it is a story that deserves to be told, as it is an integral part of our nation's history. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to Quote Almanac for more incredible stories from history. Until next time, keep questioning the world around you and never stop exploring the past.